Did you always get along?
No. We fought like cats and dogs. You've got 5 women together, but I mean, we were like family, we were like sisters, where one would not get on with the other one would kind of make peace and kind of create a nice environment.
Was there a leader?
Some days it would be Jerry a lot of the time, some days it'd be me. And then when it came to discipline and vocal training, it'd be Mel C.
Hey everyone, how you doing? Welcome to another xoxo video. I hope you're all well. As you can tell from the title of this video, this group needs no introduction, so sit back, grab a snack, and let's get into the Spice Girls story.
If you wanna be my lover, you gotta get with my friends.
But as always, a very quick disclaimer. This video was purely done for entertainment, informational and commentary purposes. It's not to mock anyone, it's not to disrespect anyone. It's purely various information I found on the interwebs put together into one easy to digest video. So we're going to keep it cute, we're going to keep it polite, we're going to keep it respectful, and let's get into the video. According to Wikipedia, in the early 90s, Heart Management father and son duo Bob and Chris Herbert decided to create a girl group to compete with the boy bands who dominated UK pop music at the time. Together with financer Chick Murphy, they envisioned an act comprising 5 strikingly different girls who would each appeal to a different audience. Then in February 1994, Heart Management placed an advertisement in the trade paper The Stage, asking for singers to audition for an all-female pop band at London's Danceworks Studios, according to Wikipedia. However, according to Britannica.com, it is stated that the advertisement was placed in a trade magazine in 1993, asking for a manufactured female pop group. Approximately 400 women attended the audition on the 4th of March 1994, where they were placed in groups of 10 and danced to a routine to Stay, which was the hit single of British girl group Eternal, followed by solo auditions in which they performed songs of their choice. After several weeks of deliberation, the applicants were whittled down to just 5 girls: Melanie Chisholm, Geri Halliwell, Melanie Brown, Victoria Adams and Michelle Stevenson, and together they formed an all-female group called Touch, according to Last.fm. However, in an interview with Jonathan Ross in 2018, it was revealed that Mel C was not part of the original lineup. But it wasn't revealed who the original band member was. Jerry just said that she didn't make it.
There was somebody in the band before me.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I wasn't in the original line.
Okay, so the original was...
She's pretending that she remembers, but she doesn't
I
remember.
do.
Okay, so Mel, you were in the original lineup.
Yeah.
And
Myself,
Joey.
yes.
But not
and
Emma
Victor.
or Mel C here.
Okay.
Was Victoria in the original lineup?
Yes. So there was one that didn't make it. Okay, she had...
Yes.
So
But that's why it doesn't make sense, because there was 2 that didn't make it.
Yeah.
I don't know about the other one.
The group moved into a 3-bedroom house in Maidenhead, Berkshire, and spent most of 1994 recording demos and practicing choreography, according to Wikipedia. However, after a few months into the training, Michelle Stevenson was fired from the group due to commitment issues. But in an article in the Daily Star in March 2022, it was noted that in the documentary Raw Spice, Bob Herbert said that Michelle didn't fit into the group, causing her to be asked to leave. He said, "She just wasn't fitting in, she would have never gelled with it, and I had to tell her to go." It was also reported that throughout the documentary, it became clear that there was a problem between what Michelle wanted for the girls and what the managers were aiming for. She said, "I was not happy in the band. It was not the kind of music I wanted to be doing. It was very pop." Michelle also gave her own reasons, claiming she was the one to leave, as she had to go and take care of her mother, who had been diagnosed with breast cancer. Michelle also said, "I was the one at university, the intelligent one as it were. They all thought I was Smart Spice." She added, "Of course I regret I'm not a multimillionaire like them, but at the time I left the group, I knew I was doing the right thing, and I still think it was the right thing." However, it was reported that Victoria previously said that Michelle just couldn't be asked to try and keep up with the work the rest of the girls were putting in.
I was the one who was at university, the kind of intelligent one, as it were, so they all thought I was like the Smart Spice, I suppose.
Michelle kind of just showing signs that she wasn't going to really fit into the group like the others. I mean, the others just absolutely bonded.
I wasn't really happy. It wasn't really the kind of music which I wanted to be doing. It wasn't the kind of music which they ended up coming out with, of course, a few years later. It was very pop, it just really wasn't what I was into.
When I met the girls, there was the 5th member, which was Michelle, and that was the first time I'd met her. But I'd only trained her a little, for a short time, because I know that she had some personal problems.
And my mum got ill, and there was just a different succession of things.
She just wasn't fitting in. She would never gel with it. and we had to tell her to go.
I've always been a bit of a fatalist, to be honest. I've always thought everything happens for a reason, and it's helped me very much now. It's given me the opportunity to do different things that I wanted to do. So, no, I don't regret it, although obviously, the money would have been nice.
Originally there was another girl in the group called Michelle Stevenson. Michelle just didn't really fit in like the rest of us did.
Michelle was subsequently replaced by Emma Bunton after Emma's singing tutor had recommended her to the other girls. Therefore, the group now consisted of Melanie Chisholm, aka Mel C, aka Sporty Spice, Jerry Halliwell, aka Ginger Spice, Melanie Brown, aka Mel B, aka Scary Spice, Victoria Adams, aka Posh Spice, and Emma Bunton, aka Baby Spice, who actually knew Victoria since the age of 8.
Yes, I was the last to join. But I've known Victoria since I was about 8. We did a show together.
According to Last.fm, it was from this point until March 1995 the girls lived in a small house where they worked on demos and practiced dance routines. The group then began performing small showcases for a few of Heart Management's associates. On one successful performance, they added a rap section they had written to one of Bob Herbert's longtime associates, John Thurkel, and Irwin Kill's songs. Irwin was furious with the changes and insisted they learn to write songs properly. The group began professional songwriting lessons. During one session, they wrote a song called Sugar and Spice with songwriter Tim Hawes, which inspired them to change their band name to Spice. By late 1994, the group felt insecure as they did not have an official contract with Heart Management and were frustrated with the management team's direction. The group persuaded Herbert to set up a showcase performance for the group in front of industry writers, producers, and A&R men in December 1994 at the Nomis Studios, where they received an overwhelmingly positive reaction. The Herberts quickly set about creating a binding contract for them. However, encouraged by the reaction they had received at the Nomis showcase, all 5 members refused to sign the contracts upon legal advice, even including Victoria's father, according to Wikipedia. In March 1995, the group parted from Heart Management due to their frustration with the company's unwillingness to listen to their visions and ideas. According to Last.fm, however, it is stated that the group decided to fire their original management, who they cited as too controlling and too domineering. That same day, the girls tracked down Sheffield-based producer Elliot Kennedy, who was present at the Nomis showcase, and persuaded him to work with the group over the course of the next year. To ensure they kept control of their own work, the girls allegedly stole the master recordings of their discography from the management offices. Armed with a catalogue of demos and dance routines, the group began approaching management agencies. The group was introduced to record producers Absolute, who in turn brought them to the attention of Simon Fuller of 19 Management. The group began a relationship with Fuller and finally signed with him in March 1995. During the summer of that year, the group approached record labels in London and LA and finally signed a 5-album deal with Virgin Records. Wikipedia states that the Virgin deal was signed in July 1995, whereas Last.fm states that it was signed in September 1995. Eventually, the group changed their name from Spice to Spice Girls, and the group continued to write and record tracks for their debut album. In an interview Mel B did with the late Larry King in 2014, she mentioned that it was in fact Jerry who came up with the name Spice Girls.
Who picked the name Spice Girls?
I think it was, and I hate to say this, I wish I could say it was me, I think it was Jerry that actually came up with that name.
Did you all like it right away?
Yeah, instantly, because we all look so different. It's like variety is the spice of life.
Also, in an interview on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert in 2017, Mel B stated that the group were not put together and proceeded to tell the original story of how they came about and how the girls got their nicknames.
How did all of those names come about? Because I know you guys sort of like you guys had a manager who said let's create the Supergirl band.
Well,
and
it wasn't him. We actually created ourselves,
and
we wrote all of our music ourselves.
You guys were like the Monkees, like somebody put you guys together.
No.
That's not an insult.
The
Monkees are a great band. Yeah.
I know they are. I mean, a lot of people do think that, but the actual real original story is there was an original audition for a girl group. The guy wouldn't sign us, so us 5 kind of collected ourselves together. We lived on the welfare, and we kind of worked on our music and created our first and second album by promising people that we'd pay them back. And we never did. and then
we're broadcasting this, right?
I know, but they got their royalties at some point.
So, but
then
where did the names come from?
We found Simon, and then the whole band erupted. And I guess, girl groups weren't very popular. It was all about the boy groups. So we had this one journalist that I guess was extremely lazy, couldn't be bothered to remember all of our names, and just gave us like nicknames. Like, oh yeah, that one's a bit scary, that one is a bit posh, that one's a bit sporty, that one's a bit baby. And they just kind of stuck. And
so
we were
like, in this interview, he just couldn't remember your name?
Well, he couldn't be bothered. He just kind of just said, well, she's scary, she's this, in his opinion, in his mind. Yeah. And it kind of just worked.
Then in July 1996, the group released their debut single, Wannabe.
If you wanna be my lover, you gotta get with my friends.
Which soared to number 1 after entering the UK singles chart at number 3, before moving up to number 1 the following week, spending a total of 7 weeks at the number 1 spot. However, the single spent a total of a staggering 26 weeks on the chart. The single was an international hit, peaking at number 1 in countries such as Switzerland, Germany, France, the Netherlands, Belgium, Sweden, Finland, Norway, Australia and New Zealand, and peaking at number 2 in Austria. In the weeks before the release, the music video for Wannabe received a trial airing on music channel The Box. The video was an instant hit and was aired up to 70 times a week at its peak, according to Wikipedia. The group released their follow-up single, Say You'll Be There, which peaked at number 1 on the UK singles chart, spending a total of 2 weeks at the number 1 spot. The single, however, spent a total of 21 weeks on the chart. Again, the single was an international hit, peaking at number 1 in Finland, number 2 in France, New Zealand and Norway, peaking at number 4 in Switzerland and Sweden, number 5 in the Netherlands, number 7 in Austria, number 8 in Belgium, number 12 in Australia and number 16 in Germany. The girls also performed at the Party in the Park festival in August 1996.
Everybody down and wine is all around. If you wanna be my lover, you gotta get with my friends.
The group went on to release their debut album Spice in November 1996, which peaked at number 1 on the UK albums chart, spending a total of 15 weeks at the number 1 spot. However, the album spent an astronomical 91 weeks on the chart between the years 1996 to 1998. The album was an international success, peaking at number 1 in New Zealand, Norway, Sweden, Belgium, the Netherlands and Austria, peaking at number 2 in France, number 3 in Australia, number 4 in Finland, number 5 in Switzerland, number 6 in Germany, number 21 in Spain, and number 45 in Italy. The success of the Spice album was unprecedented and drew comparisons to Beatlemania, and was dubbed Spice Mania due to the sheer volume of interest in the group. In just 7 weeks, the Spice album had sold 1.8 million copies in Britain alone, making the Spice Girls the fastest selling British act since the Beatles. According to Britannica.com, the album sold around 19 million copies worldwide in its first year. In December 1996, the group released their third single, To Become One,
When to become one.
which peaked at number 1 on the UK singles chart, spending a total of 3 weeks at the number 1 spot. The single, however, spent a total of a staggering 23 weeks on the chart. To Become One was an international success, peaking at number 2 in Australia and the Netherlands, peaking at number 3 in Norway and New Zealand, number 4 in France, number 7 in Sweden, number 9 in Austria and Finland, number 10 in Switzerland, number 11 in Belgium, and number 13 in Germany. In the same month, the Spice Girls attracted a crowd of 500,000 when they switched on the Christmas lights in Oxford Street in London.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
At the same time, the group's management began setting up multi-million sponsorship deals with brands such as Pepsi, Walkers, Impulse, Cadbury, and Polaroid. Also at the end of that year, the group won 3 trophies for Best New Act, Best Video for Say You'll Be There, and Best British Band at the Smash Hits Awards.
Yes, I swear, all that I want, all I want from you.
Best New Act of the Smash Hits 1996. Congratulations, girls.
Thank you very much.
Best British Band and Best Video to the Spice Girls. Come on, let's hear you.
In January 1997, the Spice Girls made their debut in the US and quickly established dominance over the Billboard singles and albums charts, according to Britannica.com. The group's first single, Wannabe, entered the Billboard Hot 100, peaking at number 1 and spending a total of a staggering 23 weeks on the chart. At the time, this was the highest ever debut by a British or non-American act, beating the previous record held by the Beatles for I Want to Hold Your Hand at number 12. In February that year, the group released the Spice album in the US and became the biggest selling album of 1997, peaking at number 1 and was certified 7 times platinum by the RIAA for sales in excess of 7.4 million. The album was also included in the top 100 albums of all time, listed by the RIAA, based on US sales. In total, the album sold over 23 million copies worldwide, becoming the biggest selling album in pop music history by an all-female group. Later that month, the group performed what would be their upcoming single, Who Do You Think You Are, to open the 1997 Brit Awards, where Geri Halliwell wore the Union Jack mini dress, which became one of pop history's most famed outfits. The girls also won the award for Best British Video and Best British Single.
And the winner of the Box Best Video Award is, thank you God, the Spice Girls for Say You'll Be There.
The winner is, we've seen the brazen hussies earlier, the little Spice Girls.
And in March 1997, the group released their double A-side of Mama and Who Do You Think You Are? Which peaked at number 1 on the UK singles chart, spending a total of 3 weeks at the number 1 spot. The single, however, spent a total of 20 weeks on the chart. The single was an international success, peaking at number 3 in the Netherlands, peaking at number 4 in Germany, number 5 in Sweden, number 6 in New Zealand and Austria, number 10 in Belgium, number 12 in Norway, number 13 in Australia, and number 16 in France. In March 1997, the group published Girl Power, which was a collection of photographs, lyrics, and biographical snippets. The book sold out in its initial print run of 200,000 copies within a day and was eventually translated in more than 20 languages, according to Wikipedia. Over in the US, in May 1997, the group single Say You'll Be There peaked at number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100, spending a total of 21 weeks on the chart. In the same month, the group's album Spice peaked at number 1 on the Billboard 200, spending a total of 5 weeks at the number 1 spot. However, the album spent an astronomical 105 weeks on the chart. The group also performed at the Prince's Trust charity gala. However, the group breached royal protocol when Mel B and Jerry planted kisses on Prince Charles's cheek, and allegedly, Jerry pinched his bum, which caused controversy. According to an article in the Express newspaper in November 2019, it was noted that Jerry did not pinch his bum, but rather patted it. She said, "I didn't pinch Prince Charles's bum." As was reported, "I patted it. Patting him on the bottom was against royal protocol, but we're all human." There was a lot of nervous energy, young women, happy antics. That same month, Virgin Records released Spice Girls Present, the best girl power album ever, which was a multi-artist compilation album compiled by the group. The album peaked at number 2 on the UK compilation chart and was certified gold by the British phonographic industry. The group also won the Ivor Novello Award for International Hit of the Year and Best-Selling British Single Award for Wannabe. Then in September 1997, the single To Become One peaked at number 4 on the Billboard Hot 100, spending a total of a staggering 24 weeks on the chart. In October 1997, the group released their 5th single, Spice Up Your Life, which peaked at number 1 on the UK singles chart, spending a total of 1 week at the number 1 spot. The single, however, spent a total of 19 weeks on the chart. Spice Up Your Life was also an international success, peaking at number 2 in New Zealand, Finland and Sweden, peaking at number 3 in France and Norway, number 4 in the Netherlands and Belgium, number 5 in Switzerland, number 8 in Australia, number 12 in Austria, and number 14 in Germany. Then in November 1997, the group released their debut album Spiceworld, which peaked at number 1 on the UK albums chart, spending a total of 3 weeks at the number 1 spot. The album, however, spent an incredible 66 weeks on the chart. Spiceworld proved to be an instant global bestseller, peaking at number 1 in Austria, the Netherlands, Finland, Norway and New Zealand, number 2 in Switzerland, France, Belgium and Australia, number 3 in Sweden and number 4 in Germany. The Spiceworld album set a new record for the fastest selling album over 2 weeks when it shipped 7 million copies. The album was accompanied by Spiceworld the movie. The group began filming in June and wrapped in August 1997. The movie was to be set to the songs from the group's second studio album, but no songs had been written when filming began. So the group had to do all the songwriting and recording at the same time as they were filming Spiceworld the movie. However, this resulted in a grueling schedule which left the group exhausted. Among the songs that were written during this period was Stop, the lyrics for which covered the group's frustrations with being overworked by their management. However, in the ITV special, Spice Girls Viva Forever, Jerry said that she came up with the lyrics for Stop after the incident with Prince Charles at the charity gala.
Got into bed that night and my head was just like buzzing and I just came up with 2 lines. Start and the melody. Stop right now, thank you very much. I need somebody with a human touch.
According to Britannica.com, while the movie, which was also released in November 1997, was greeted with a harsh critical reception, fans filled the theatres and made it a minor box office success. However, according to Last.fm, the movie proved to be a big box office hit, taking nearly $30 million in the US, £11 million in Britain, and over $70 million worldwide. But, as mentioned earlier, the movie was not popular with critics, and it was nominated for 7 awards at the 1999 Golden Raspberry Awards, where they won the award for Worst Actress. In the same month, Spice Up Your Life entered the Billboard Hot 100, peaking at number 18 and spending a total of 20 weeks on the chart. Gaining favourable reviews, the Spiceworld album went on to sell over 10 million copies in Europe, Canada and the US alone. However, the group were criticised in America for releasing the album just 9 months after their debut album there and suffering from overexposure at home. the Spice Girls began to experience media backlash. For example, when the ladies appeared on the Oprah Winfrey Show around 1997 or 1998, Oprah read out one of the media backlash and all criticisms the group received.
So, you know, with fame, as you know, which happens to everybody who gets famous. First, everybody's rooting for you, and then...
the backlash.
Then the backlash hits. It's just inevitable that the backlash hits. And how are you handling the backlash? They made Mr. Blackwell's worst dress list, calling them the only spices on the planet that have no taste.
The group were also criticised for the amount of sponsorship deals they signed, over 20 in total, and they began to witness diminishing international chart positions according to Last.fm. Nevertheless, the Spice Girls remained the biggest selling pop group both in 1997 and 1998. However, in 1997, the group fired their management, Simon Fuller. According to their various autobiographies, it was mainly Jerry and Mel B who pushed for Fuller's dismissal. They cited that he had become too controlling by restricting their personal and artistic freedom, and they accused him of using divide and rule tactics to get his own way. The group quickly found the burden of managing themselves time-consuming, so they assigned various responsibilities to each member of the group.
So you haven't got a manager anymore, have you?
No, we manage ourselves. It's really good. We've got what we do is delegate.
Right.
Everybody. It's like the prime minister. We are the prime ministers.
Right.
Okay, and then we've got defence, transport, you know, that kind of thing.
Social sec. Who's the social sec?
Actually,
can I be honorary social sec?
Emma is. She is the monster.
But seriously, all day today they've been around, and there isn't anybody looking after you. You're looking after yourselves.
Yeah, we do.
You have your assistants, but there's nobody in charge.
No,
it's fantastic. It's the way forward.
You know, everybody should. You know,
and no 10% to the manager.
Exactly.
It works, Jeff.
They later built their own team, headed by Nancy Phillips, to deal with their affairs. In a 1998 interview on TFI Friday, Mel B said that firing their management was their best moment.
Best moment, I know it sounds horrible, it was probably when we sacked our manager.
Later that month, the Spice Girls became the first pop group to host ITV's An Audience With. The show was watched by 11.8 million viewers in the UK. Also in 1997, the group did an array of performances and won multiple awards, including the 1997 MTV EMAs, which took place on the same day the group fired their management earlier that morning, allegedly.
I'd organised for the girls to go on to the MTV Awards. I think it was in Amsterdam, and for once, I'm really pleased about this, I didn't go because something had kicked off while they were over there, and they'd spent, the whole night discussing it, and then they'd called their lawyers in the early hours of the morning, and I got into the office early, like 8, 9, and Jerry was on the phone straight away. And I said, how was last night? Congratulations, you won. And she literally cut me dead and she said, we've got rid of Simon.
The 1997 MTV VMAs, where the group also won the award for Best Dance Video for Wannabe. The VMAs came 5 days after the death of Princess Diana.
And the winner is...
the Spice Girls. The Spice Girls.
We'd like to dedicate this award to Princess Diana. It was a great loss for our country.
At the 1997 Billboard Music Awards, the group won the following awards: New Artist of the Year, Billboard Hot 100 Singles Group of the Year, Billboard 200 Group of the Year, and Billboard 200 Album of the Year for Spice. And the group also performed their first live major concert to 40,000 fans in Istanbul, Turkey. Also in 1997, the group's first album, Spice, became the biggest selling album of 1997 in Europe and was certified 8 times platinum by the IFPI for sales in excess of 8 million copies. Then in December 1997, the group released the single Too Much.
Too much of something is bad enough.
Which peaked at number 1 on the UK singles chart, spending a total of 1 week at the number 1 spot. The song, however, spent a total of 19 weeks on the chart. The single did well internationally, peaking at number 3 in Finland, number 9 in Australia and New Zealand, number 12 in Belgium, number 15 in the Netherlands and Austria, number 18 in Sweden and Switzerland, number 20 in France, and number 21 in Germany. In January 1998, the ladies appeared on The Late Show with David Letterman in the US. However, at the end of January 1998, the group were unable to make it to the American Music Awards as they were rehearsing for their world tour. However, they did perform via satellite.
And the winner is Spice Girls.
And the winner is Spice, the Spice Girls. And the winner is Spice Girls.
In February 1998, the group performed what would be their upcoming single, Stop, at the 1998 Brit Awards. The group also won the award for Best Selling Album.
Thank you very much. I need somebody with a human touch. Hey,
Hello, hello, hello. How you doing? Okay. Well, it's been a hell of a year.
In the same month, the group's second album, Spiceworld, peaked at number 3 on the Billboard 200, spending a total of an incredible 74 weeks on the chart. The group then embarks on a sold-out 102-date world tour in Europe and North America. The Spiceworld tour kicked off in Dublin, Ireland on the 24th of February 1998, and then returning to Britain for 14 gigs at Wembley Arena and Birmingham's NEC Arena. It was here that recordings were made for a planned live album, which was confirmed by the group, where they said, "We've shown everyone we can do the business on stage, so now we want to do a live album for fans." Despite masters of the recording being made, the idea was eventually dropped. Also in February 1998, the group's single Too Much entered the Billboard charts, peaking at number 9 on the Billboard Hot 100, spending a total of 20 weeks on the chart. Then in March 1998, the group released the single Stop, which peaked at number 2 on the UK singles chart, spending a total of 20 weeks on the chart. This was the group's first single which missed the number 1 spot. The single did well internationally, peaking at number 5 in Australia, number 6 in the Netherlands, number 8 in Sweden, number 9 in New Zealand, number 12 in Austria and France, number 14 in Belgium, and number 20 in Switzerland. At the end of the European leg of the Spiceworld tour, Jerry missed the 2 final shows in Oslo, Norway, reportedly due to a stomach bug.
She's ill at the moment. She's very ill. But we want to say, tonight she will be there on stage with us anyway. Her spirit will be there. But tonight's show is going to be very, very interesting. And us all going to work a lot harder to make sure that the Oslo fans get to see what they came for.
However, rumours quickly circulated that Jerry had become disenchanted with the group and was planning to leave, and when she had missed a performance of Viva Forever on the National Lottery show, rumours began to intensify. Then, on the 31st of May 1998, Jerry announced her departure from the Spice Girls and issued a statement via her solicitor or lawyer, which said, "Sadly, I would like to confirm that I have left the Spice Girls. This is because of differences between us. I'm sure the group will continue to be successful and I wish them all the best. P.S. I'll be back."
Jerry has asked me to read the following statement, and these are her words. "This is a message to the fans. Sadly, I would like to confirm that I have left the Spice Girls. This is because of differences between us. I'm sure the group will continue to be successful, and I wish them all the best. I have no immediate plans. I wish to apologize to all the fans and to thank them and everyone who's been there."
Harry Halliwell, Ginger Spice fans, after missing 2 appearances with the prefab group last week, officially quit the act on Sunday. Spice Girls say they'll soldier on as a foursome, but who among us can't say they won't miss that saucy redhead?
At the same time, it was rumoured that the group would be auditioning for Jerry's replacement and possibly have an American member in the group.
Rumors abound that the Spice Girls will be auditioning Ginger replacements at the end of their current tour, which launches here June 15th in West Palm Beach, Florida, and may even be considering inducting an American into the group.
However, in an interview with Fox Files in 1998, the girls confirmed that they would not be replacing Jerry.
The remaining 4 say they have no hard feelings about Ginger's departure, nor do they have plans for a new Spice.
Are you going to replace Ginger Spice?
No, we're not going to.
And are you mad at her?
Can't do that.
Nope.
No.
Jerry claimed that she was suffering from exhaustion and wanted to take time out. However, according to Last.fm, rumours persisted that she had fallen out with one of the other girls, reportedly Mel B. Although this was never confirmed at the time, the biographies of Victoria, Jerry and Mel B all hint that this was the case. Also, it has been stated that what is factually true was that the Spice Girls were doing the national lottery show with Jerry. However, Jerry never turned up on the tape.
Jerry Halliwell's departure, the truth of it is out there somewhere, and it really depends on who you believe. Certainly some of the things that are factually true were that the Spice Girls were doing the lottery show with Jerry Halliwell, and that she never actually turned up on the tape.
In one of her interviews, Jerry said that she knew in her heart that days approaching, she was going to leave the group, and during the performance of Viva Forever, she knew that this would be the last time she was going to sing with the girls, because she couldn't do it anymore, and that she felt empty as she had given them everything she could, which links to the rumour mentioned earlier that she had left the group due to exhaustion. Jerry also stated that she wanted to do a breast cancer interview on her own, but she was not permitted to do so, and for her this was the final straw, combined with the fact that she felt she didn't belong anymore. However, Mel C said in an interview that she doesn't remember Jerry's departure happening that way.
The story goes that she was going to do, or she wanted to do something to do with breast cancer, but Mel B wouldn't let her in. And I don't know that story. I don't remember any of that.
Emma also talks about the moments leading up to Jerry's departure.
I remember being on a private jet.
We're getting on the mini plane!
Me and Jerry actually were sitting opposite each other. We landed and Jerry got up and went, "I'm going to say bye, girls. Girls, I'm going to say bye now." And I thought, well, that's really weird. We never say goodbye to each other because we're not, we go home for a couple of hours and we're back together.
And Mel B's ex-husband, Jimmy Goldzar, had this to say.
We were in the car at the moment. I sat next to Melanie when she found out that Jerry's not going to do the lottery show. She made such a huge deal out of it. And there's where the whole argument started. Surprisingly, because Melanie showed me that she was really close with and told me that how close she was with Jerry. Melanie and Jerry have a relationship with each other what goes deeper than a lot of people think. You can see that there was a deeper thing going on there between Jerry and Melanie than just only be members of the group. Because I don't think if any other member of the group would have left the group that Melanie would have been so negative towards too. But Melanie was just hurt that Jerry left the group because they were really, really close.
This early interview from Jimmy Goldzar would hold weight years later, after Mel B herself said this on Piers Morgan's Life Stories in 2019.
There were rumours that you and Jerry were more than just good friends. You said you were coming here to be brutally honest.
I am being brutally honest.
So did you or didn't you with Jerry Halliwell?
Well, what do you consider as doing it or not?
Did you sleep with her?
Yeah, we all slept in a bed together. But not like that, all of us.
Did you sleep with Jerry like that? Yes, really?
But in earlier interviews, Mel B said that her and Jerry made a pact that if she wanted to leave, she would tell Mel B, or if Mel B wanted to leave, she would tell Jerry. However, Jerry just up and left, which made Mel B really upset.
We'd made a pact, me and her, that if she wanted to leave, she'd tell me, or if I wanted to leave, I'd tell her, and she just left, like all of a sudden just vanished.
Especially considering that Jerry left on Mel B's birthday and didn't tell any of the girls.
When Jerry left the group, it was bad.
Because?
Well, she left on my birthday and didn't tell anybody. And we had like the rest of... She just didn't show up. We had the rest of the tour, the American part of the tour to continue.
Was there bitterness?
Yeah, for a long time between me and her.
Hi, today is Friday, I can't remember, 29th of May. It's actually Melanie Brown's birthday, ironically. Today I'm feeling really, really anxious and loads of mixed feelings.
Sticking to the notion that Jerry felt as though she was no longer needed in the group, or in her words, redundant, Jerry left for Paris and recorded a home video.
Today is Thursday the 28th of May. I'm in Paris and yesterday I left the Spice Girls permanently.
In their interview on TFI Friday in 1998, both Victoria and Mel B spoke about Jerry's departure. Mel B confirmed that Jerry left the group on her birthday, and Victoria briefly explained that Jerry thought it was time to move on.
Worst moment was probably what?
Was it the day that,
Ginger left?
Yeah.
No, not really.
No, that wasn't worst.
Was that the best moment then?
No, I mean, she just
Jerry thought it was time to move on, and like we support her. But I mean, we're happy as a four-piece.
Okay, that was a turning point though, because we had a show the next day, and it was my birthday.
Nevertheless, Jerry's departure from the group shocked fans and became one of the biggest entertainment news stories of the year. The remaining 4 girls were adamant that the group would carry on, and their approaching North American tour would continue as normal. The tour was accompanied by a documentary film titled Spice Girls in America, A Tour Story. However, Jerry's departure from the group threw most of the group's plans into disarray. It was cited as the reason the planned live album was cancelled. It also meant that most of the material the girls had recorded throughout the first half of 1998 at Dublin's Windmill Lane Studios with long-time collaborators Richard Stannard and Matt Rowe was eventually scrapped. A rumoured animated venture by Disney also failed to materialise. Then in July 1998, the group released what would be the last single from the Spiceworld album, Viva Forever. Which peaked at number 1 on the UK singles chart, spent a total of 2 weeks at the number 1 spot. The song, however, spent a total of 16 weeks on the chart. The single did amazingly well internationally, peaking at number 1 in New Zealand, number 2 in Australia, number 3 in Switzerland, number 4 in Germany and Austria, number 6 in Sweden, number 7 in the Netherlands, number 12 in Norway, number 13 in Belgium, and number 18 in France. The video for the single was made before Jerry's departure and features the girls in animated form, a decision made because there was no time to produce a video due to the heavy world tour schedule. Originally planned as a double A-side, the idea was dropped for several reasons, mainly due to time restraints, since there was no time to re-record and edit out Jerry's vocals or make a video for the track. Over in the US, the single Stop entered the Billboard charts, peaking at number 16 and spending a total of 19 weeks on the chart. Also, whilst touring in the US, the group continued to record new material and released what will be the first single from their upcoming album, Goodbye, in December 1998. This was another song which was written before Jerry's departure. Nevertheless, it was seen as a tribute to her and peaked at number 1 on the UK singles chart, spending a total of 1 week at the number 1 spot. The song, however, spent a total of 21 weeks on the chart. The single became the group's 3rd consecutive Christmas number 1, equaling the record previously set by the Beatles. The single also did amazingly well internationally, peaking at number 1 in New Zealand and Canada, peaking at number 2 in Sweden and Finland, number 3 in Australia, number 5 in the Netherlands, number 6 in Norway, number 8 in Switzerland, number 11 in the US, number 13 in Austria, number 14 in Belgium, number 17 in Germany, and number 21 in France. In November 1998, Emma and Mel C appeared at the 1998 MTV EMAs, accepting 2 awards on behalf of the group for Best Pop Act and Best Group.
The winner is Spice Girls!
And the winner is...
Oh, and let me tell you, these are some Vindaloo hot girls. We got the Spice Girls.
That same year, Mel B and Victoria announced that they were both pregnant. From 1998 onwards, the Spice Girls began to pursue solo careers, and by the following year, Emma, Mel B, Mel C, and former band member Jerry had all released music as solo artists. The group returned to the studio in August 1999 after an 8-month recording break to begin what would be their 3rd and last studio album. In December 1999, the group embarked on a UK-only tour, Christmas in Spiceworld in London and Manchester, where they showcased new songs from their 3rd album.
If you think I'm gonna summon that, what do you think I am? Some kind of pussycat? Chit-chat to the girls and their boys, you call your friends, and I'm not, you've never been to the place where loving ends.
In the year 2000, the group performed at the 2000 Brit Awards and received the award for Outstanding Contribution. According to Wikipedia, despite being at the event, Jerry did not join her former bandmates on stage.
Ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, y'all homegirls, the Spice Girls.
Then in November 2000, the group simultaneously released the single Holla and their album Forever. The single peaked at number 1 on the UK singles chart, spent a total of 1 week at the number 1 spot. The song, however, spent a total of 21 weeks on the chart. The single did well internationally, peaking at number 2 in Australia and New Zealand, number 3 in Italy, number 4 in Norway, number 6 in Finland, number 8 in Sweden, number 12 in the Netherlands, number 15 in Switzerland, number 17 in Germany, number 24 in Austria, and number 25 in Belgium. The single, however, did fail to enter the Billboard Hot 100, but the single did peak at number 12 on the Bubbling Under Hot 100 and peaked at number 31 on the Dance Club Songs chart in 2001. With regards to the Forever album, the album's sound took a new edgier R&B direction when American producers such as Rodney Jerkins aka Darkchild and Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis came on board to collaborate with the group. In the UK, the album was released the same week as the Irish band Westlife's Coast to Coast album, and the chart battle was widely reported by the media. In the end, Westlife, who had embarked on a massive promotional tour, outsold the Spice Girls by a margin of 3-1 to take the top spot. Forever peaked at number 2 on the UK albums chart, spending a total of 10 weeks on the chart. The album also received a lukewarm reception internationally, peaking at number 6 in Germany, peaking at number 9 in Australia, number 10 in Austria, number 11 in Switzerland and Italy, number 24 in Sweden and Finland, number 26 in Norway, number 39 on the Billboard 200, and number 40 in the Netherlands. It has been noted that the reason for the low success of the album was down to the group doing very little promotion in the run-up to its worldwide release. The only major performance of the lead single came at the MTV EMAs in November 2000. According to Last.fm, in order to cover more ground, the girls split up and covered different countries separately. For example, Victoria and Emma headed to the US, whilst Mel B and Mel C concentrated on Europe. The group ceased all promotional activities for the album in December 2000, as they began an indefinite hiatus to concentrate on their solo careers. However, publicly, the girls insisted that the group was not splitting up. Further planned single releases off the album never materialized. Promo singles of Tell Me Why, Weekend Love, and If You Wanna Have Some Fun came into circulation, but the Forever project was abandoned in early 2001 as the girls began to concentrate on solo careers. The group officially broke up in February 2001, and rumours of a reunion circulated for some years. Then, on the 28th of June 2007, the Spice Girls, including Jerry, held a press conference revealing their intention to reunite for a worldwide concert tour titled The Return of the Spice Girls. Allegedly, each member of the group was reportedly paid £10 million to do the reunion tour. Tickets for the first London date of the tour sold out in 38 seconds, which led to an additional 16 dates being added, all selling out within 1 minute. Tickets for the tour also sold out in a few states in America, namely Las Vegas, LA, and San Jose. In November 2007, the group released their comeback single, Headlines, Friendship Never Ends. Which peaked at number 11 on the UK singles chart, spending a total of 6 weeks on the chart. The single did much better in Spain and Italy, peaking at number 2 in both countries and peaking at number 3 in Sweden. Over in the US, the single peaked at number 90 on the Billboard Hot 100, spending a total of 1 week on the chart. The group then went on to release their greatest hits compilation album that same month. The album peaked at number 2 on the UK albums chart, spending a total of an incredible 34 weeks on the chart. The album did amazingly well in Australia, peaking at number 1 and spending a total of 11 weeks on the chart. The tour kicked off in Vancouver, Canada on the 2nd of December 2000. Also, along with their sold-out tour, the group licensed their name and image to UK supermarket chain Tesco. However, despite the success of the group's sold-out tour, it was announced that the tour would come to an end in Toronto on the 26th of February 2008 due to personal and family commitments. This meant that the tour dates for Beijing, Hong Kong, Shanghai, Sydney, Cape Town, and Buenos Aires were cancelled. The 47-date tour was the highest grossing concert act of 2007 and 8. Additionally, the group's comeback also led to the group receiving multiple awards, including the Capital Music Icon Award in 2008, the Glamour Award for Best Band, and the Vodafone Live Music Award for Best Live Return. The Spice Girls received the special award for Best Performance of the 30th year at the 2010 Brit Awards. In the same year, the group collaborated with former management Simon Fuller, Judy Kramer, and Jennifer Saunders to develop the Spice Girls musical Viva Forever, whereby the group's music would be used to create an original story. To promote the musical, the group held a press conference in 2012 at the St Pancras Renaissance London Hotel. Then in August 2012, the Spice Girls reunited for a one-off performance at the 2012 London Olympics closing ceremony. Viva Forever the musical premiered at the West End's Piccadilly Theatre in December 2012, with all 5 members of the group in attendance. Also, to promote the musical, the group appeared in the documentary Spice Girls story, Viva Forever, which aired on the 24th of December 2012 on ITV1. However, Viva Forever was criticised by critics and was shut down after 7 months, with a loss of at least £5 million, according to Wikipedia. In July 2016, Mel B, Emma and Jerry released a video celebrating the 20th anniversary of their first hit single, Wannabe, and teased news that there were a 3-piece called Gem. According to an article on officialcharts.com in October 2017, it was reported that after several months of speculation and ultimately disappointment about a potential Spice Girls reunion to celebrate their 20th anniversary, last November saw members Jerry, Emma and Mel B attempt to rebrand themselves as Gem. Victoria and Mel C opted not to take part in the reunion but gave the project their blessing. According to a November 2016 Huffington Post article, it was reported that Victoria and Mel C made it clear that they did not want anything to do with the reunion. However, Victoria wished the girls well, but hoped that they would record new material together. She told the Sunday Times, "Of course as a new group I do think they should sing new material though, because what we did as Spice Girls was so special. If they sang Spice Girl songs, I think I might be a bit sad." Mel C explained her decision not to reunite with her bandmates in an essay for Love magazine in August 2016. She wrote, "There's a lot to be said for bowing out on a high note. For me, the absolute pinnacle of my Spice existence was being watched by 1 billion people around the globe belting out Spice Up Your Life on top of a black cab at the 2012 London Olympics. Anything less than a full lineup just didn't feel like we'd be doing justice to the band or the fans." Later that year, Gem's debut song, Song for Her, was leaked online.
This is a song for her, you know you light it up.
The reunion project was then cancelled due to Jerry's pregnancy. However, in her interview with Red magazine, Jerry suggests that she ultimately couldn't go ahead with it without Mel C and Victoria Beckham, who had previously refused to take part in any 20th anniversary celebrations. She said, "I really pushed to get everyone back together. It got to a point where I just had to let it go." She added, "I still love the girls and there are other bits and bobs in the pipeline." Then in May 2019, the Spice Girls minus Victoria embarked on their Spiceworld 2019 tour in the UK and Ireland. Victoria declined to join the reunion due to business and family commitments.
Okay, and what reason did she give?
She was busy with her fashion, you know, and that she's moved on.
Well, source tells ET that Victoria isn't taking part in the 2019 reunion tour because, quote, she has a family to look after and a business to run.
However, there were rumours going around that the reason why Victoria was not going on tour with the rest of the group was because they had fallen out with her. But the ladies confirmed that this wasn't true on the Jonathan Ross show back in 2018.
One of the stories was that the reason Victoria's not doing it is you'd fallen out with her. But you've addressed that, I think. That's clearly not the case.
Allegedly, each band member was reportedly paid around £12 million for the tour, according to an article on RTE in August 2018. In their interview with Jonathan Ross, he brought up the rumour that the ladies were only doing the tour because of the money, in which they state that this wasn't the case.
Another story that people are saying is you're only doing this for the cash. They're saying that some of you need cash more than others, perhaps, and that's the story, and you're going to make a lot of cash. I mean, obviously, that's a reason to be doing it. I guess you want to and deserve to be paid for it, but that isn't the primary reason.
You know what? From the beginning of our journey, 20 how many years ago, we've always put what we believe and love first. You know, if when you earn money, and this is a privilege, that's a byproduct of what you do. Do you know what I mean? If the fans like what you do, but we're doing it wholeheartedly. We can honestly say for each other because it's a bit of fun, but also for the fans.
The ladies concluded their tour with 3 concerts at London's Wembley Stadium, with the last concert taking place in June 2019. According to an article on heart.co.uk, on stage at Wembley Stadium, Jerry took the opportunity to apologise for leaving the Spice Girls 21 years ago. She said, I'm sorry I left. I was just being a brat. It is so good to be back with the girls that I love." In June 2019, Mel B appeared on Good Morning Britain. Susanna Reid asked Mel B if she was disappointed that Victoria Beckham didn't show up at the end of the Spice Girls reunion concert. Mel B admitted that she expected Victoria to come and say hi, or at the very least show support by being a part of the audience.
Were you disappointed that Posh didn't turn up right at the end? Because we know that she wasn't going to be there all the way through. Did you expect her to be there at the end?
I expected her to come and just say hi, at least, you know.
On stage?
Not even on stage, just as an audience, like, member supporting.
Why didn't she?
Do I look like I know? I don't know.
You're obviously a
I'm
bit-
sure she has her reasons for not.
But
But
were you a bit upset about it? That she
I've
did?
already said, yeah, I was upset. I still am a little bit. But, you know, it is what it is. And us girls, we all support each other no matter what. But, yeah.
In June 2021, all 5 of the ladies, Jerry, Mel C, Mel B, Emma and Victoria, reunited by posting on Instagram clips of each member sporting their LGBTQ+ merchandise while their hit single Wannabe was playing in the background. Then in July 2021, celebrating the 25th anniversary of their debut single, Wannabe, the group released a new EP titled Wannabe 25. The EP features the Wannabe demo and some previously unreleased music. In September 2021, Mel B stated that the Spice Girls will reunite for a tour in 2023 and that she would make sure a tour happens in a couple of years. She said, "They're going to kill me for saying this. We're hoping, especially me, if it has anything to do with me, which it will have because I'm the driving force, and we'll make sure it happens, to tour in 2023. And in October 2021, the group released Spice 25, which is the deluxe edition of the group's first album, Spice, and a celebration of their 25th year anniversary. However, in February 2022, it was reported that the Spice Girls, i.e. Jerry, Mel B, Mel C and Emma, have parted ways again, and their future plans, such as the 2023 World Tour, various gigs and an animated film, have been cancelled. According to the New York Post, in February 2022, Jerry and Mel B have been the main force behind the reunion tour. Victoria Beckham was not involved in the concerts, but she was set to appear in the animated movie. It was reported that a source told the Sun newspaper in February 2022, "It was going brilliant, but COVID killed the momentum. Now it's done again. There's nothing on the agenda, and they're focusing on their own things." An insider added, "The girls loved being back on stage, and it reinvigorated their love for performing. But a few years of lockdown and everyone's back has turned on the group in favour of other projects. Jerry's talking about new TV things, Emma has TV and radio work, and the two males are focusing on their own stuff. Victoria certainly isn't going to be the one to bring it back to life, so it has fizzled out. They're done." So what do you think? Is this really the end of the Spice Girls? For me personally, I do think it's the end, because from what's being reported, it sounds as though the ladies are done and are too busy with their personal lives and projects to commit to another reunion. But then again, you never know. The Spice Girls are undeniably one of the biggest, if not the biggest, girl group to ever come out of the UK. Although it has been alleged that the group may be manufactured, it begs the question as to whether the Spice Girls would have gone as far as they have had they not been likeable, charismatic, or at the very least relatable, combined with their edgy but fun image and catchy songs, but most importantly their work ethic. Without a doubt, the Spice Girls will cement their place in music history as being one of the biggest and most iconic girl groups of all time, regardless of whether they have come to an end or not. And that brings us to the end of the video. I hope you've all enjoyed. Thank you so much if you made it this far. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, share the video, subscribe and comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. From what you heard, do you think the Spice Girls are truly done, or do you think they will be back? Let me know your thoughts, and I'll see you all in my next video. Over and out.